Hello, Fight Insight fans, viewers, and listeners on the Filipino podcasting machine, Princey D, and with me as always, man, formerly known as Timbo Slice, Timmy B. Before we start, please take a moment to subscribe to us on YouTube so you don't miss a single episode. If you'd like to support the show, check out middaysquares.com and save 15% by using code FIGHTINSIGHT15. On today's episode, we talk to a UFC flyweight currently competing on TUF30. We talk about the desire to be better, preview UFC Volkov versus Rosenstrike, and a whole lot more. Tim, hit it!
Yeah, it's Timmy B, Princey D, Fight Insight. Yeah, that's right.
All right, our guest today is a flyweight contender currently on season 30 of TUF. She was victorious in her quarterfinals match in episode 2, and we're anxious to see her compete in the semifinals. She's a member of Team Nunes. We're so excited to speak to her about her experience and have some questions we hope that she can answer. Not just a fighter, she's a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and for the last 10 years has helped women to be healthy, active, and strong. You can also check out her exercise programs on the Kaytlin Neal fitness app, and she's the founder of supplement company Bad Athletics. All this while growing up in her words, sheltered Mormon childhood, not even thinking about pursuing martial arts until college. Ladies and gentlemen, she seems to do it all. I have no idea how she does it. There's so much to speak to her about. I'm so glad that she's agreed to do our first ever 6-hour interview podcast. Thank you very much. Welcome from Utah,
Kaytlin, Katniss,
All
Hey
right.
guys, what an intro.
How are you? We sprung it on you that it's going to be a 6-hour interview, but you're good, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I have nothing for the next 6 hours but to talk to you guys.
It's like a flight to Cali, man. Is it more than that? Or how long is a flight to Cali anyways?
From where I'm at, it's like an hour and a half. Not very long.
Oh, that's so close. We're in Canada. We're in Toronto, Canada, so we have no clue what happens south of the border.
Gotcha.
No idea. All right. Well, what I want to do first, obviously, is thank you and congratulate you for being on the show. What an amazing experience, right?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, and it was like one of the things I've always wanted to do. So I'm happy that I got to be able to experience that.
Yeah. And I mean, to be on this podcast has always been your dream, right? That's what we're talking about.
To be on this podcast. Who cares about the Ultimate Fighter? It's this podcast that I worked for.
That's
and have me scream your name out, Kaytlin, Katniss, Neo.
Yes.
Every time, man. It takes a lot out of me every time.
Now, not everyone seems to be thrilled that you made it onto the Ultimate Fighter show, or maybe they were thrilled. When you were talking to your family on episode 2, you were, your lovely family is all there, your sisters, their children, your nieces and nephews. And then there's a part where you go, what are you guys going to do? You guys going to miss me? What are you going to do while I'm gone? And then your one niece goes, we're going to have fun. So
Yeah.
Is that your favorite niece or your least favorite niece? Did you talk to her after? What happened with that little girl?
That's my favorite oldest niece, is how I will say that one. No, but she's actually really cute. She kind of like looks up to me a lot and will copy a lot of what I do. And she's kind of like starting to get into like Instagram and TikTok, and she realizes like, oh, my aunt is like kind of cool. And so I don't know, she's a little bit sassy. My sister showed her that little clip of her saying that, and she's like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? And so she was like so embarrassed about that, but it was kind of cute.
No, that was great. I mean, you know what? That was so real, right? Like that's what like kids would do and stuff, and tease their aunt like that. So no, I thought that was awesome. Speaking about your social media and how cool you are, how the hell do you have 85,000 Instagram followers?
Yeah, so I mean, I started like influencing when it was first a thing. I worked for a company that was like a supplement company years ago, and they brought me in to be like one of their head personal trainers, and so I promoted their products, and it was like one of the first, like when influencers started becoming a thing. And so they really helped me like with marketing and building my profiles and stuff like that. So I owe a lot of I guess my marketing abilities to them.
No, Katniss, I can barely get my mom to follow us. So
Maybe I can get 1 or 2 of my followers to come you guys' way.
Oh my god, that would be the great. No, but it is crazy because there's a Instagram page that we're friends with called MMA_gains. And what they do is they track fighters before and after events to see like how much they grow after a fight, like after a weekend.
Yeah.
And some fighters, man, like they are good fighters. They have very few followers. Like I'm always surprised. And then when I was looking up your profile, which it's on the bottom of the screen for those that are on audio, it's Kaytlin Katniss MMA. That's your Instagram. But like I was like 85,000. Like that's crazy. Like that's a very good following for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean,
well deserved, but
yeah. I mean, I did a lot of it comes from my fitness background too, like sharing my workouts and stuff. And I just don't think a lot of fighters think to do that. So I think it kind of helped that I did have that background.
Yeah, and I'm just going to put a quick picture up on the screen. This is a couple of things. That's your fitness app on the left-hand side there, and then Strong Girl Summer. That's a thing that you do with your Bad Athletics, right?
Yeah. So I actually do the workout app with Bad Athletics. So my meal plan's in there, and the meal plan uses the supplements that we have for Bad Athletics. So it all kind of like works together in one thing.
Nice.
It's not a hot girl summer. It's a strong girl summer.
Yeah. We got rid of hot girl summer. It's now strong girl.
Yeah, it's all about the flexing, baby. That's what I was all about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so then let's get to that. You are jacked. like you are like when you fought, I was like, oh damn. Like you were coming in very muscular, like not overly muscular, but like very lean and muscular. That's got to be from your cheerleading background?
Yeah, something like that. No, I started weight training more outside of high school. So I started a little bit in high school, but then once I didn't make the college cheer team, that's when I started getting into bodybuilding competitions, and then I started MMA fighting. So that's kind of where that came from. But 125 pounds is really, really small for me to make. Like I could never drop to 115 ever. Okay. So I'm just like so lean at 125 that it's pretty kind of almost like scary to see.
Katniss, when you had your back turned, I was like, holy Bane. Timmy, did you see? Like, I had to pause it. I'm like, Mom, Dad, look at this. I'm like, oh, Bane. It's Bane. It is Bane. I'm like, that's it. That's Katniss. Oh, that's crazy.
Have you seen the photos now? You know, because you're in the flyweight division. So if and when you win this show, you're not going up to bantamweight, right?
No, I'm going to say flyweight. So I fought a couple fights at bantamweight. Like most of my amateur career was bantamweight. But I really like flyweight just because I'm a lot more taller than a lot of the flyweights.
Yeah. And then how come, and now we've only seen you fight once on the show, and a lot of people, like I know you fought in Bellator, you're 1-0 in Bellator. You know, you have a bunch of pro fights, but most people are going to see you from this show, obviously. And I mean the podcast. But so people were saying, oh, she's a wrestler. Was it Pena was commenting, she's like, oh, she's a wrestler. And then when I'm watching it, I'm like, well, wait a second. She's tall, long, lean, strong. Like she seems more like a striker. So
yeah. I thought it was hilarious when they said that, and my teammates will make fun of me. They're like, classic wrestler versus striker right now. Like they'll like make fun of me because I'm not really like a wrestler. I started everything all at once, and so I feel like I'm pretty well rounded. Like my wrestling's decent, my striking's decent, my ground game is decent, but I wouldn't specify that I'm a wrestler. I have like no specific background in wrestling except for the wrestling classes I do at my MMA gyms. So I thought that was hilarious, and I don't know who told Dana that or if it was something, I don't know. But even in the fight Juliana watched, I didn't really wrestle because I didn't want to take her down because she was a black belt. And so I was like, I don't know where she got that, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, because that was confusing to me. Now, you brought up Dana White. And so obviously, like people that are listening or watching this, thank you, because probably most of you are here because of Katniss. But, oh, hold on. Her video is gone. Let's see if she comes back here.
Someone tried to call me. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Oh, that's what happened when we had problems with other people. Is people call? Yeah. So you brought up Dana. I was like, okay, so you're on the show. We can't talk about what happens on the show, obviously. Although I did get one fan question from @MMA Viking that said, "Ask her if she won, so it saves me an hour every Tuesday." But You're not going to say it, right? But I do want to ask about this. I'm going to show you a video clip. This bothered me. So I'm going to show this to you and see if you catch what I'm getting at.
It's going to be a tough round to score. Red might have pulled it out in the end there.
I didn't have the sound on for that. Or it like
Okay, it's Dana White at the end of your fight, at the end of the third round. And Dana turns to Forrest and goes, that's a pretty close one. I think Red might have pulled it out. Why does he not know your name, Katniss? This bothers me a lot.
You know, that's a great question. I think he should know my name, but I think later on in the season, I kind of talked to him a little bit, and I think he will remember my name from now on. So
okay, good. Yeah, that bothered me. Now, what about the fact that, and I haven't watched TUF in a few years, because the show was like, okay. I didn't really care for the coaches and whatever. But in this season, I'm like, okay, Nunes and Pena, that's a good team. I like it when there's female fighters on and males. Like, I feel like that's a good dynamic always.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Forrest Griffin leading this? Has he been doing that in the past seasons? Where the hell's Dana? Why is he so busy?
Yeah, so I think that's another reason why Dana didn't really know my name, is because Forrest has been more of like the leader throughout. Like he's been they're like announcing the fight picks and team picks and stuff. Yeah. I think they're wanting him to be more the face of the Ultimate Fighter, and they're phasing Dana out a little bit. Okay. But Dana was there for all the fights. So yeah, but I think I don't know if he's over it or if he like just wants to move on a little bit, but yeah, he was there for the fights, but not really the other things.
All right. Did that bother you?
I mean, I thought it'd be really cool to have Dana there and like really get to know him and meet him and like talk to him a lot. But so that's the only thing that was kind of a bummer. But I really like Forrest. He's pretty cool. Nice. He's coached at Syndicate a few times when I'm training down there. So it was nice to have him like kind of like be a little bit of comfort for me, I guess, being there. So it was cool having him there too.
Right, you know what? Forrest should have turned to you and be like, or to Dana and be like, her name's Katniss. Get it right. Like, find another nickname like that. Come on, let's get it together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, going back, so in flyweight, have you seen how Misha Tate looks? Have you seen her photos when she's slimming down and jacking up?
Yeah, so she hasn't made flyweight yet, but I've seen her photos recently, and she looks pretty jacked, like pretty lean. It'd be nice. It'd be kind of cool to see me by her because we're similar builds, and I think we're similar heights too. So it'd be interesting to get a side by side.
Yeah, and I like how you throw in a small minor dig. Right? She hasn't made flyweight yet because we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I just don't know what she looks at flyweight, or how she looks at flyweight right now.
Yeah. All right, fine. A question on your fight. This was actually, I had this question. I submitted this question. Is it annoying when some girls wear t-shirts when you're fighting? Because the girl you're fighting, there's the pic there. It's terrible. I still have my thing at the bottom, but she's wearing the t-shirt. And when you're in the grapple and you're throwing shots to the body, is that like it kind of absorbs some of the shot or no?
I honestly didn't think about it at all. I like having, or like being in a sports bra because I get really sweaty, so I can slip out of submissions or slip out of like tricky situations. Okay. So I think a shirt kind of like hinders you a little bit. I don't know. That's just my personal preference in why I fight in a sports bra, but I didn't even think about her wearing a t-shirt or if it affected anything.
Okay. All right. And we had the question from at Asteroid4T. How would winning the Ultimate Fighter change your life?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the big thing about winning the Ultimate Fighter is just getting the UFC contract. So if I get a UFC contract, I am going to be so freaking stoked. I've been working for this for the past like 10 years, and I think it'll just kind of like solidify a lot of my like dreams and goals I had for myself, and like hopefully it will be able to push my career inside and outside of the cage to the next level and be able to kind of get like that backing, because I always feel like if I tell people, yeah, I'm a professional MMA fighter, and they're like, oh, you do UFC, and I'm like, no, not quite UFC. Like, so it kind of feels like it just takes away from what I do if I'm not like in the UFC, but I think that will really like solidify it.
Right. Like that is like the peak, right? Or the epitome that you want to reach. And then that way everybody knows it.
Yeah, and plus I want to be fighting like the best of the best, so it's like worth it to get in there, maybe like get injured, get a little dirty, whatever. So I think that will make it even more fun.
All right. And you kind of like chuckled when I said, were you strong from cheerleading? And I know you watch reality shows. Do you ever watch that show Cheer
Of course
on
I did.
Netflix?
Of
Yes.
course I did.
So fast
Okay.
she was like, of course I did.
So I followed the tumbling D guy from season number 2, and he followed me back, and I was so stoked.
Wait, is it this guy?
No,
Oh.
he's like a really small boy that like tumbles, and he's like moody, and he wouldn't do like the facial expressions until he was like actually competition. Yeah, I thought he was super cool. So yeah, I was like stoked when he followed me back. I'm like, yay, so cool.
All right. Well, no, because my wife and I watched Cheer. We love that show. And actually, after season 2, the reason I have this photo is because I reached out to this girl, Jada Wooten.
Oh yeah.
And I was asking her, I'm like, hey, are you into MMA? Like, are you going to be a fighter? And she messaged back and she's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Because those,
that was cool.
Yeah, those athletes are very athletic, very strong. So I'm like, yeah, man, I think so. We're trying to get her on the podcast as well. But yeah, like that. I mean, that had to give you like a very strong athletic upbringing to be able to make the transition to fighting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think with any sport, like it would be good to have like a ballet background. Like you'll see a lot of football players doing ballet or like gymnastics. I think those give you such a good base to go out and do any sport that you want to do, because you have to control your body like anywhere in the air. So I think that like kind of translate to different sports too.
Yeah, nice. So what is your favorite reality shows, or what are reality shows that you would suggest to people?
I wouldn't suggest these to people, but I love like I love The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, Love is Blind. I'm watching Love on the Spectrum right now, and that one's adorable. I would actually suggest that one to some people because it's like cute.
Okay.
But yeah, I just kind of like the reality dating shows, I guess.
Did you watch Love is Blind Japan?
I didn't. No.
Oh, you got to watch that one.
Is it dubbed
Netflix.
over or is it subtitles?
I watch it in subtitles. I don't know, maybe you could get it in dub, but I was like just subtitles. Why are you against that?
I would just have to really focus in, make sure I'm focused on that one.
All right. I do want to ask you, because Prince and I are going to talk today about like the desire to be better and the ability to push through adversity and stuff like that. You went, I mean, aside from, changing into the sport at a later age, but you, in your pro career, you went 1-4, 1-3 in your first 4 fights, 1-3.
Yeah.
You don't let that get you down. God knows how. You don't let that defeat you. And then now you go 4-1 in your next 5. And now here you are on TUF, probably going to win it. And then like, how did you have the mentality or the push, the desire to kind of do that and get past that? Like, how would you suggest other people face adversity like that?
Yeah, I mean, I fight because I love it and I think it's super fun. I think, sorry, notification, I should put on do not disturb.
No,
but
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I went 1-3 my first pro fights. It was really embarrassing for me, and everyone told me that I sucked and that I should quit and I should just model on Instagram and like all this stuff. Wow. So I kind of had to just like push all of that aside and be like, I fight for myself and because I enjoy it and I love the challenge. I love being able to grow mentally and physically and then have like a goal with an end date and stuff and be able to work towards that. And plus I always knew I was a way better fighter than what my record showed. And so I was like, I can do this. And so I had to kind of like just put all the negativity and like what people said about me, like behind me and just like do it for me,
Yeah.
Katniss, do you like send them a Snapchat after and be like, bitch, what now?
No, I don't even know if they follow me still or they ever followed me, but like they can just whatever.
Yeah.
I hope they see it. They're like, oh, I told that girl she should quit, and now she's on a reality TV show. Right?
Yeah. Now on the reality show, obviously, like things happen. I heard a strange story. I was watching one of your interviews to prep for this, and I heard a strange story about some nipple tape. Prince, do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
I think I do.
All right. Katniss, do you mind just quickly saying what the hell that was? Because that was so funny to me.
Yes. Okay. So we went to go weigh in, me and Helen, for our fight. I go in, I weigh in a leopard bikini. I normally don't wear bikinis. I normally wear like shorts and a sports bra. But I heard that Helen had kind of like a crush on me. So I'm like, I'm going to wear a leopard bikini just so I can get like one up on her. And then she comes out, takes off her shirt. She's only wearing tape over her nipples. And I'm like, you totally just went up to my leopard bikini. Like, what the heck? And so I guess she drank coffee that morning and didn't want to have to cut the weight of the coffee. And so instead of wearing a shirt, she just took the shirt off and like censored her nipples or whatever and then weighed in. And it was so... I was just trying to like look at her eyes the whole time, and it was just kind of like an uncomfortable situation.
That's all right. Well, goodbye. That was a good podcast. Have a good one.
And then we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. What other kind of crazy, I mean, I know you can't say, but what other kind of crazy stuff can we look forward to? Is there crazy stuff in the season?
Yes. So I think the stuff with Juju is really gonna come out. Like, I think it came out last episode a little bit, and I didn't really get to see it firsthand, but a lot of her teammates are like, that was just like a tiny little snippet. Like, that's not even like anything compared to what she did the whole, like, while we were in the house. So I think that'll be interesting to see all of that drama and like what comes from that, and leading up to her fight, like what her episode looks like. I think that will be pretty cool to watch. But other than that, oh yeah, there's some juicy stuff. I can't say, but there's some juicy stuff.
All right.
Katniss, who's getting thrown out the window? Just let us know. Just give us a hint. Who's getting thrown out the window? Who's getting thrown out into the pool? When is the drunk fiasco going to happen?
You know, I wish I could tell you, but there will be some stuff. I just hope it gets shown.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Like, did you know that I mean, you got to call it Nipplegate, but did you know that Nipplegate was going to be removed?
Yes, because they made us redo the weigh-ins, because I think they said they didn't want girls to start taping their nipples at weigh-ins. So I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But everybody wants to see it, so I think they should release like a director's cut or whatever they call it.
The director's cut version of the show. Look, we have you on. We always love having like positive guests and good people on our show. You're not going to turn out to be the villain of this season, right? Like, you're not going to be like a horrible person or something.
You're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know.
Oh, dang it!
My gosh, you could drop the spoilers, man. Can't just no.
No, I honestly don't think I'll be the villain. Like, I joke around on my Instagram saying that I was gonna be the villain, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're gonna be the villain!" and like freaking out. I'm like, "What have you guys followed? Like, have you guys seen my personality from following me? Like, what makes you think that I'd be a villain?" Like, the only thing that I can think that they could do that would edit me poorly is that I have a very sarcastic like sense of humor, and so I made a lot of jokes about like, yeah, I'm only doing this for Instagram followers, like stuff like that, just like dumb things.
Yeah.
And so they could like put those things in there and make me look like I'm a diva or like an airhead or something, but it's more just like my sarcastic sense of humor.
Nice. Well, we share that. What they could do is just anytime you see Katniss, she's just like, I'm only here for the Instagram, right? And like, that's the only thing they ever have you say. That would be great. We do have some fan questions, if you don't mind us asking you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I got a lot of questions around this general idea, so I'm going to pull out this one though, which was the least offensive. At Mikey Zendo asks, are you only able to marry a Mormon, and do I convert now?
Oh my gosh. So the funny thing is, I said I'm 30, not married, and don't have kids. I never said I was single.
I don't think these people care, Katniss.
My poor boyfriend is like, they edited me out. It seems like you're single. Like, we've been dating for like 8 years now, so I'm not single. I'm sorry, Mikey. I'm not. Yeah, you don't need to convert or anything. Just
okay. All right. Well, just so you know, I'm going to edit the part that you have a boyfriend out of this podcast.
Okay.
So the mystery will continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katniss, talk about fake news. Like, they completely cut that piece out. Like, yeah, I actually thought you were single the whole time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I felt bad for that.
Yeah, that would
But
be.
I think, yeah. I think they might show him like down the line, but who knows?
They've edited him out long ago, Katniss. It's all over. Okay. Next question. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. This is from our friends at MMA Social Squad. They run a really good page, and I'm going to send you this after we film this. But here's a poster that they made for you.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. Princey D will animate this for you as well, but we'll send that to you. MMA Social Squad asks, who in the industry leaves you starstruck, and who can't you wait to meet? Anybody?
So I guess like Misha Tate was my biggest like role model, like from watching her season with Ronda Rousey. I kind of like looked up to her a lot, but then I kind of heard more about like her personal life and stuff, and then I kind of was like, I don't know if she's a role model to me anymore. But I think the person that I'm like super stoked to meet is probably Rose Namajunas. I think she's like so cool, so chill, and just like a good person. And so that's who I would want to be the most.
I would love to know if she's a good person or like an interesting person. She seems so unique. Like, I don't know like if we would be able to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she probably has a whole lot of different interests than I do. So I don't know if she cares about cheerleading or The Bachelor like me, but I still think she'd be really cool.
Yeah, because we were gonna have her on this week, and it was either Rose Namajunas or Katniss Neal, and we're like, no, Katniss, man, we're going with the future.
Come on, man.
Good choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Rose Namajunas is the answer there. At Kara Meinhardt asks, how do you feel the day after a fight? That's interesting.
It kind of depends how the fight goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you win, you're having a killer day, and it doesn't matter how bad your body hurts. You're like, whatever, I won my fight. But if you lose, then you're just like, oh crap. Like, what do I do now? Like, what's the game plan? Where do I go from here? And my body hurts, so that sucks. Like, it kind of just depends what happens. And then if you do get pretty beat up in the fight, whether you win or lose, you kind of just like take care of the injuries and yeah. Right. And you eat a lot of food after, so like you feel full, and that's nice.
What is your food of choice? I saw that you're a dessert girl.
Yeah. Zach and Bobby made fun of me. They're like, have you ever seen her eat anything but like protein shakes and cookies, or like is there like does she eat anything else? But yeah, my food of choice has to be like a chocolate chip cookie, and then also like if it's not a healthy thing, I would go for like barbecue chicken pizza or spicy like wings. But
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Barbecue chicken pizza. If you come to Toronto ever, we will get you pizza from Slice of Fire. It's a joint near us that always support our podcast. Best pizza ever, man.
Deal.
And they have barbecue chicken, so we'll get that for you.
That would be awesome.
Katniss, the size of these pizzas, you could feed a family of 8 if it wanted to. Like, it was massive. Like,
really
portions.
Oh yeah.
You'd be out for a week. You'd come up, eat the pizza, and be knocked out for the rest of the day.
Sounds like my kind of pizza.
It'll be Sleepy Girl Summer instead of Strong Girl Summer.
Sleepy Girl Summer.
All right, sticking with the food, actually, at McSeal_2. I like this question. I don't know why. Just favorite dipping sauce?
I'm gonna have to go with.
Let's say at the same time. We're on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ranch, blue cheese. Yes.
If it's a good ranch, I like the ranch. But if it's like a gross, like watery buttermilk ranch.
Yeah. All right, and then last thing I wanted to ask you, Katniss, before you go. It's hitting the news like crazy today. You train at Syndicate MMA. Jordan Levitt, the Monkey King, Are you friends with him? Do you know him? You train with him?
Yeah, so I know him pretty well, and
Okay.
he's also Mormon, so we kind of like connected or related on that level too.
Oh, nice. Okay, we had him on the podcast just about a month ago, Prince.
Yep.
And greatest dude, man.
Yeah.
Love this guy. Now, of course, damn it for us, just several weeks later, he gets announced for the biggest fight of his career. He's fighting Paddy Pimblett in London. Like insane. What positive, good vibes can you send our good friend Jordan?
I believe in Jordan. I know Paddy has a bunch of hype behind him, but Jordan is awkward and he's kind of like weird when it comes to MMA, and so his style is very, very hard to mimic. So I think Paddy's training partners are going to have a hard time mimicking Jordan. So and plus, you never know what Jordan's going to throw. Like, he's crazy good. He's, like, insane, and he does, like, the strangest things. So I believe in Jordan, sending him good vibes. I think he can stop that hype train.
Done.
And Jordan's the type of guy that'll just body slam you and knock you out. Like, that's
right.
the type of fighter.
And then twerk.
And then twerk.
That's the best part. That's the best part of the whole fight.
His twerking is incredible. Katniss, we've kept you a little bit longer than we planned to. I apologize. Is there anything before you go that you want to say to family, friends, anybody watching that look up to you and are excited for your future?
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you guys for having me on the podcast. Thanks for everyone for all the love and support throughout the show. And I'm just happy I'm out here finally like chasing my dreams, going after it. And I hope you guys have the courage to chase your dreams too.
That is excellent. That's right. When you win your fight, do you always hold up the Katniss Everdeen symbol?
Yeah. So I kiss it and I go up, but also like the gloves are kind of big and I have little hands, so you can't always tell what I'm trying to do because the gloves come up to like right here. But I always do that.
Nice. How cool will it be when you win this season of The Ultimate Fighter and you do that and the PAC Stadium does it with you?
That would be nuts. I would love it if the audience started doing that at my fights. That would be so cool.
Well, just so you know, Prince and I are doing it at home. We're sending you good vibes. We're wishing you all the best. Prince, before she goes, anything you want to say?
Katniss, you rock. You keep doing what you're doing. And you know what? Keep the positivity. Actually, tell you when you fought, I just gotta throw this in there. When you fought and when you won, man, I almost got teared up. I was like, yo, oh yeah, in your face. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really proud of you, and yeah, good luck. I really hope that you've taken this tournament and you've taken the dub. And so yeah, good luck in anything that you do. You're a great person and nothing but the best.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Good luck, Katniss. Whatever happens, I'm sure that you will get a contract regardless, win or lose this tournament. You're going to be there. Your future is bright. We look forward to having you on the podcast again one day, maybe?
Yeah, of course.
All righty. Good luck with everything. Congratulations with all your successes. Thank you, Katniss.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, man. The nicest person. Prince, I knew she was going to be so nice. I could tell. I could tell.
So cool.
Yeah, man. All right. So Prince, she talked about it. She talked about like her positivity and stuff. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit on this podcast today, because something happened in my life and I thought we should talk about it. Before we do, next week on the podcast. So if you're here because of Katniss, so thank you for joining us and thank you. Please stick around for our other episodes. Next week on the podcast, Prince, it is time for us to get lucky.
Lucky Lauren Murphy.
Speaking of flyweights, speaking of Miesha Tate, Lauren Murphy is set to fight Miesha Tate. She will be on the podcast next week. So very excited to speak to her, former title challenger, cool ass fighter, man. Very excited.
Yeah, very. This is going to be, man, it's being stacked. It's stacked.
I know. Yeah, man. Very, very excited. Our sponsors, middaysquares.com. Prince said it at the beginning of the show. So always go to middaysquares.com, get some functional chocolate bars, use code FIGHTINSIGHT15 to save 15%. Prince, friends of the podcast update, we already talked about Jordan Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love Patty.
Okay. All
right.
You know what? Timmy, listen, you know what? In this case, Jordan's so cool. And he's a friend of the podcast now. This is the one time where I'm actually going to be voting against Patty. I'm going to be picking for our boy, the Monkey King.
I mean,
man, it's tough. It's hard. It's gonna be hard, man. I feel like I need to Zoom call Jordan and let him know, like, we need to train, like, together. You and I and Timmy B. We need to focus. I'll show you how to pull on those golden locks.
But you know, it's funny because on our podcast he talked about always going into enemy territory and always beating up people's cousins, right? And here he is now in finally the first goddamn fight outside of the Apex. He goes out and he goes to London to fight Patty.
Oh.
The crowd is going to be insane for Patty.
Yeah.
But Jordan at least has the experience of going into hometowns, being able to, zone out that audience. And I really think Jordan will beat him, man. Please, God. I'm really praying for Jordan. I don't like Patty, you know that. But I want Jordan to win, especially because it's Jordan, for goodness sake.
So what's your prediction on this one?
Submission in the second.
Hey.
But we'll get to it closer. But I mean, like, I'm saying that Jordan finishes him. Prince, friends of the podcast update. Gita Marie, she's fighting June 4th, WCFL 32 in Tampa, Florida. GG, kick ass, and we will talk to you soon. And then this podcast drops on Thursday. On Friday at 1FC, Jenilyn Olsum, she's fighting on the undercard. She's fighting against Julie Mezababa. I love it when the announcer for 1FC calls her name because he's like, hey, it's Julie Mezababa. He's Michael Chavello because he's got the accent, but I love how he says her name. But anyways, that should be a great fight. So good luck to Jenilyn. Prince, let's talk about... So I was talking about Katniss and how she overcame, right? Mm-hmm. So she posted this on her Instagram at one time. Her Instagram is very good. So if you understand what I'm talking about, Prince, it's a very good Instagram to follow. Motivational, positive, all that. But here she posts, and she said it. I went 1-3 in my first pro fights, almost quit, back-to-back knee surgeries, almost quit, then went 4-1 in my last 5 fights. Now I'm competing on TUF Season 30. Does not let stuff get her down, man. Nope. That's crazy. That's a very admirable trait. Okay. Then our one-day friend of the podcast, B Nguyen, who fights for 1FC, she's always talking about positivity stuff, and she's posting on her Instagram, she's posting like some journaling stuff. So I'm showing it on screen if you're listening only on audio, but she posts like her journals that she's working on. And so her journal says, how am I feeling right now? What have I been doing well lately? What do I need to intentionally work on? Like all these kind of things that she does to mentally get herself in a good spot, looking to improve, looking to get better. And then there's another screenshot of her journaling here. And this is what I thought was interesting. It says, most people are prone to self-deceptive rationalization. Prince, self-deceptive rationalization. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. So it's basically what you're doing is it's almost like you are rationalizing some of the things that you're doing in your life. It's almost like that. It's a negative way. It's a negative thinking process where you're constantly rationalizing. So hey, you know what? If you decide that you are not going to try out for the basketball team, you know what? Hey, you know what? It might be a good thing. Maybe it's better for me not to try out because you know what?
Right.
Waste of time. It's almost like you're self-sabotaging. That's the
yeah. And so per Wikipedia, it's self-deception is a process of denying or rationalizing away the relevant significance or importance of opposing evidence and logical argument. So you're lying to yourself and convincing yourself that it's okay. The reason why I wanted to talk about this because Katniss dealt with adversity. She could have self-deceptive rationalization. She could have told herself, okay, I'm not made for this. That's okay. I'm just going to move on. But no, she struggles forward. She pushes forward. I see around me a lot of people that seem to be okay with shitty stuff. Like they just seem okay not improving, not improving themselves, not expecting other people to improve. What do you do, Prince, in life to like push yourself to improve, push yourself to get better?
You know what? For me, it's crazy because I can never sit down. Like that's one thing I wanted to tell Katniss. I'm like, you can't sit down, can you? Because always got to be on the move, right? And for me, I always have to be on the move. I got to be doing stuff. Like if I'm getting if I'm not doing something during the week where I'm not either going to work or doing this or teaching class or doing this, for me it's like I'm not doing anything. I'm being stagnant, right? So
Right.
for me, it's also part of it is just it's also my own personal goals. Like I always want to push myself to that next level, right? If I stay in one spot for too long, then I'm being stagnant. So I gotta always like take it up a notch and see what else is going to be there for you, right? So for me, it's also a lot. Part of it is positive self talk. I'm like, yo, listen, I got this. Let's go. Let's keep moving. And you got to
Right.
practice what you preach, right? So I mean, if I'm teaching this to some of the students I'm working with, then I got to be able to practice it as well, right? So
Yeah.
that's how I do it.
No, it's funny because you're one of the most positive people I know. Like you're always so positive, outwardly positive and stuff like that. So I assume that's like inside of you too. And look, we've worked really hard on this podcast to like make it better, to keep working on things, to strive, right? If I was working with anybody else aside from you, I worry that like it wouldn't have gotten to where we are now, or like it wouldn't have improved to where it is now, because both you and I share that trait. Like I can't accept when something is low quality, or like and that bothers me so much when other people like give up, or when they just accept things as being bad and they're just like, whatever, okay, that is how it is. I'm like, no, but it doesn't have to be. Like you could be better. I was working out the other day in the gym. This is just a couple days ago. Everything weird happens for a coincidence, right? Like everything always comes together.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to talk on this topic, and I'm working out with a guy, and this kid goes, hey, can you spot me?
Hey. Okay.
So I'm spotting him, obviously, because I'm like the biggest guy in the gym, and he's doing bench press, and he's pushing out that last rep, right?
Yeah.
Like he's really struggling, and then he friggin' does it, man. And I'm like, oh
Nice.
crap! Like it was a lot. So he pushes out, and then when he gets up, he goes, it feels so good when you struggle through and push out that last rep. And I'm like, yeah, man. And then he's just a kid. Like he's got to be in high school or something. And I'm like, yeah, man. And that's the mentality you should have through your whole life.
Yeah.
Like that feeling of being able to struggle and push through and still come out the other end. Man, not everybody has that,
Tim, please tell me you hugged that kid. Did you go and hug that kid?
No, I'm not going to jail for this. Like this segment isn't worth my jail time. No, like, but it's just like, I'm like, oh, and then I said to the kid, I'm like, hey man, do that your whole life. Like, don't let things get you down. Like push forward, because that feeling that you got, a ton of people will never experience that feeling because they don't push. They just self-deceptive rationalization, right? Katniss would never in a million years be where she is now if she didn't have that ability to push forward and push through things, right?
Yeah, like I mean, come on, 1 in 3, everyone's against you. Even in the TUF show, if you guys haven't seen the episode with her fighting, like everyone was totally against her. Like nobody thought that she was gonna pull it through. They thought that I think Helen was gonna take the whole thing. And
Yeah, they definitely made the episode look like you thought that Helen was going to win, right? Helen Peralta, I think her name was. And very nice. That's the thing too. Look, we hope to have more fighters from the show, and we actually have one lined up. Fingers crossed. But we wish Katniss the best, man. I hope she wins it. I hope if we have a future guest on the show, I'm going to hope that they win it too. Like, because we always wish the best for the people that we know. But I'm just going to say Katniss, with her skill and her ability, her look, let's not lie here, her look, her marketability,
yep,
and just her overall positivity and presentation, and the fact that she already showed good skill in her first fight, she's getting a UFC contract. You know what I mean? They're going to bring her in. She's in the flyweight division. There's nobody in that division, right? You need true flyweights to come in, and that's where she is.
Hey Tim, I don't know if you noticed it, but behind her back, I don't know if you saw the TUF plaque. The plaque was there.
No, was it?
I'm just kidding. No.
You idiot! The finals until it's live, you dummy. Okay. All right, let's talk about Prince. Yeah. So, anyways, I just want to say, man, to viewers and listeners, don't accept crap. Always try to be better. Always try to push to do better, to be better. You know what I mean? I've been having this conversation with a few people in my life lately, and I just feel like you said it's in you. You said it's who you are, and I feel like for me, it's who I am, but it's also what my father taught me. Like he taught me like to never accept, like to always be better, always try better. Some will say that's a negative quality, and some will say like you have to learn to just live with things and whatever. But you don't. Like look, I'm not going to change the government, or I'm not going to change laws and things like that. I can accept those things. I'm not going to commit crimes, but things that I feel like I have a hand in, or things that I feel like I could change or thing, yeah, man. No.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you steer the ship, right? So, I mean, if a door's open up for you, you just got to take it, right? And Katniss again, a prime example. Very like she's really doing it. That's insane.
Exactly, buddy. I can't believe you got this name right at the beginning. But can you say the UFC event we've got this week?
Rosenstrike.
Yeah, not bad, dude. What the hell's
Thanks,
happening to you?
Man, you're so positive today. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm feeling positive. Volkov versus Rosenstrike. Okay, Katniss, great guest. No?
Oh,
great guest.
110%. Amazing.
Cool guest, man. And you know what? I feel like we didn't talk enough about her app and her nutritional supplement company, but we'll put the links to that stuff in the show notes. But Bad Athletics is the supplement company, and Kaytlin Neal Fitness app. So I'll put the links to those, but that's some pretty cool stuff, man. And again, Prince, she's jacked. If I could, no offense, but if I could look like her, I'd be very happy. Like,
if I can get
very
trapped, like
shredded, man.
Yeah,
God dang. Insane. I gotta stop eating. Okay, Rosenstrike versus Volkov. There's some good fights on this card. I find it weird that the first fight on the card is JJ Aldrich, who's got some hype behind her, but JJ Aldrich versus Aaron Blanchfield. It's a weird card. It's a weird fight for it to be first. Aaron Blanchfield is 8-1 and just beat Miranda Maverick, who is a name. And then she's fighting JJ Aldrich, who some may know her as the guy that Pat Barry coaches. I don't know if he still coaches her, but he did coach her. She's 11-4. So that's two pretty good fighters, flyweight fighters. I know you don't know either of these people, Prince, but who do you got? Just pick for fun.
I will go with what was the other girl's name again? JJ. I'll go with JJ.
Aaron or JJ? No, you are wrong, and here's why. Because you know how like when people of the same gym keep losing, I think Rose just lost, and if JJ is still training in any way with Rose, I feel like she's going to lose as well. All right. Main event of the prelims. Your favorite fighter, Prince. The one that you follow all the time. Karolina Kovalkovic. Why do you like her so much? Name two things you like about her the most.
Yeah,
two things.
She's cool and she's aggressive.
What about two things that are of equal size that you like about her? God. Okay, Prince. Karolina Kovalkovic versus Felice Herrig. This is a very weird matchup. Even stranger that it's the main event of the prelims, because Karolina, for all intents and purposes, had retired. She has lost her last 5 fights in a row, has not won since beating Felice Herrig 4 years ago. On April 7th, 2018, she beat her, and she beat her by split decision. So now 4 years later, here comes Felice to fight and win this back. She has lost 3 of her, she has lost her last 3, not winning since Courtney Casey in 2017. Why does this fight exist, Prince, aside from to make you happy?
You know what? Maybe it's one of those like last go where like after they fight, everyone gets cut. Like you know what? You're about to get cut. We'll just put you in the main event of the prelims.
It's a very weird fight. I mean, you got to think that they're doing this just because of the look of the fighters, which is very awkward to say, but it must be true.
Mhm.
Because normally the main event of the prelims is normally something good that you want to like get people sucked in due to the excitement of the fight to follow into the main card. But
Mhm.
anyways, all right. So who do you have on that?
I'm gonna go with Carolina.
Who?
Carolina.
You said it twice.
Thank you.
On the main card, Prince, who do we want to talk about here? You got Alonzo Menefield. I love him. That's a good fight. He's fighting Askar Mozharov. Polyana Botello versus Karine Silva. Polyana Botello is always pretty good.
Yep.
Michael Trezzano versus Lucas Almeida. Why do I know Michael Trezzano? The Lone Wolf, Michael Trezzano. He's from The Ultimate Fighter, undefeated, season 27.
2 record.
He lost his last fight. He's 1-2 in his last 3. I don't know. Lucas Almeida doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so I know nothing about Lucas. That's tough. Prince?
Oh, you know what? Is this Michael the guy that used to have the mullet? Or still has the mullet?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. This is the mullet guy. Yeah.
Mullet?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go for the mullet then.
Yeah.
Put all your money on the mullet.
The mullet, yes.
Yeah, that's very. I mean, this is quality predictions we're making. Dan Ige versus Movsar Evloev. Prince Dan Ige is a fan favorite. Everybody loves this guy. He, though, unfortunately, is 1 win in his last 4. So that's tough.
Yep.
He is fighting Movsar Evloev, who is 15-0, Prince. So I feel like if you are going to parlay your bets, you add in Mr. Evloev because he is going to destroy Ige, right?
Yeah. I like Ige.
Yeah, but 15-0?
People have come in, perfect records and got smoked.
Not by Dan Ige. Movsar Evloev is a Russian mixed martial artist, Prince. Is that all we need to know? Style, wrestling.
Wrestling, yeah.
Fighting out of Sunza, Ingushetia, Russia. Okay, this guy's not losing to Dan Ige. Parlay your bet with this guy. This guy is money in the bank.
I don't know. I still got my money on 50K, baby. I say Ige by decision. Huh?
No, not even close. Main event time, Prince.
Yes.
Volkov versus Rosenstrike. I got in trouble online today for saying this is a battle of the gatekeepers.
Oh.
These two heavyweights, fantastic. Love them both. But these are not title contenders. This is a weird fight to be on a main event because, again, I feel like there's not really any implications for them after this. Volkov is 1-2 in his last 3, losing to Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall.
Yep.
So I don't know. He's 34-10. This guy has fought a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rosenstrike. This guy's good, man. 12-3, but unfortunately, he has alternated wins and losses. He's 2 wins in his last 5, losing to Blades, Gahn, and Ngannou. Okay, so you lose to the best of the best.
Yeah, the best of the like smoke artists, right?
Yeah. Prince, prediction time. Main event: Rosenstrike versus Volkov.
I say I'm gonna go with Rosenstrike. I feel like he's gonna come in, and it's gonna be. I don't think it's even gonna go past the first round. I think he's gonna clip him first round, knockout. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I can feel it.
Volkov lost his last fight in the first round against Tom Aspinall. Prince, what am I going to say here? I will disagree with you for the simple fact that Volkov has a pretty badass tattoo on his back. That full back tat that he's got that does not seem like it matches him. But I'm going to go with Volkov. Decision. I don't know that he defeats. I don't know that he takes out Rosenstrike. I feel like that's a hard thing to do. I mean, he did TKO Overeem and TKO Walt Harris.
Oh man, but Overeem's like how old is he? 80?
85.
85.
Yesterday actually was his birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, Prince. So that is our thing. So I'm saying take Volkov and then do the parlay with Evloev.
Oh, that's gonna
my
be a
two
solid
picks.
payout. Team Russia, baby.
I got. Oh, that's right. Yes, Team
Mhm.
Russia. I will go with that, which maybe is not a good thing to say these days, but okay. Prince, we are at 55 minutes. We talked about everything that we wanted to. What anything you want to say before we end this fantastic podcast today?
You know what? Like exactly to echo what you were just saying earlier, guys, keep positive. Keep pushing through. Things might get tough, but you just keep looking ahead, right? So we swayed away a little bit. We're talking about more about morals and staying resilient and all that stuff. So make sure that you guys practice it. All right.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's
so-
too far. I don't think it's too far off topic for us to talk about this because essentially what we're saying is just like be a good person, strive to be better. It helps you in martial arts. Look, we all friggin' watch martial arts. This is what those people do in their lives.
Mhm.
Right? So like we watch it because we emulate them or like we want to be like them or we're in awe of them. Well, that's what
Mhm.
made these people who they friggin' are because
Yeah.
they battle through adversity and they friggin' come out the other end for
Yeah.
your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, like talk about like complete challenge. Imagine like having a fight in front of millions of people and
Yeah, man.
deliver, right? So
And imagine fighting in a stadium and everyone goes. I'm making the hummingbird symbol, the mockingjay symbol. Prince, pretty badass. I hear you're getting phone calls, so I will let you go. You're a very busy man. All right, buddy. Good podcast today, guys. Very exciting stuff coming up on the podcast. We hope that you enjoyed this one. Katniss, friggin' badass. I'm pretty sure she wins the show. I feel like she was winking a little bit. Like I'm pretty sure she wins it. No,
you guys didn't see the plaque in the back. I feel like it was
no,
hacked. It
no,
didn't stacked.
no. But I'm pretty sure. You know why? She's also because when you look at her Instagram too, she's training hard. I mean, I know she's an influencer and she has all her stuff, but it seems like she's very focused. Like she's very on it and focused and whatever. I don't know. I feel like she's gonna do it.
Man, and she wouldn't even budge. She didn't even give us any
Yeah,
hints. Come
what
on,
the
man.
hell,
Just
man? Come on. Yeah. All right. Well, Prince, may the odds be ever in your favor. And Mockingjay. See you later, buddy. Have a good one. This is a good podcast. And next week, Lucky Lauren Murphy.
Lucky Lauren.
See ya.
Peace.